Reheating an already existing meal is a common practice, but relaunching the same phone will ask Xiaomi a 101 guide on. It's also important to eat the reheated meal as quickly as possible. The longer you keep it, the more likely it is to get spoiled. Some companies can get away with relaunching the same phone even after 5 years. But it's not just Apple or Xiaomi who is guilty of relaunches. Even Samsung does them to some extent. The topic of this video is to look at Sony's attempt at relaunching a phone back in 2012. Was it well received or was it a disaster in the making? I'm Jasim from Crazy Tech Boom Blast, and let's find it out together. Before going into the phone itself, let us take a look at why smartphone companies relaunch the same phone again. The most likely reason for a relaunch is to bring it to different markets. Xiaomi does this mostly right, with the Poco phones being a rebrand of an otherwise Chinese exclusive Redmi K or Turbo series. But some companies choose to relaunch a phone either for nostalgia or to reduce costs. Take Apple for example. The original iPhone SE reused the iPhone 5s body while adding in 2016 internals. Some might argue it is to let the compact iPhone 5s live again in the mid-range, while others might say it's the best strategy to save costs. The jury is all yours. No matter what strategy you use, however, timing and pricing is very important, as it can make or break the product. The Note 7 relaunch comes to my mind. It launched again for the second time with an improved battery, only for it to explode again. And they finally gave it a last chance as the Note FE, which was a Note 7 but with a 3200 mAh battery. The Xperia SL is Sony's attempt of extending the life of one of its best received smartphones, the Xperia S. But the problem with their approach was timing and pricing. It all starts with the source phone. The Xperia S was a phone with 2011 internals, launched in early 2012, so it was technically stuck between the past and the present. Sony nailed the timing aspect since the quad-core behemoths were a few months away from launch, and so it was well received. But Sony bought a knife to a gunfight in late 2012. It launched the SL at a $400 price range, and at that price, early 2012 flagships have come nicely down in price, including the Xperia S. In the end, the Xperia SL was just a tiny ant compared to the gigantic elephants sporting more powerful hardware and newer software. In the end, the Xperia SL was mostly forgotten, with the competition selling like hotcakes. And while it did have its fair share of strengths, it wasn't enough to justify its sky-high pricing. So, the Xperia SL tried to fly close to the sun, but it ended up burning itself instead. Have you owned this phone? Let me know in the comment section below. On that note, this is Jasim signing off. Catch you in the next one.